afternoon. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful building. I'm Jack Morgan, Vice Chair of the Board of Selectmen, and I have the honor to pinch hit today for Ellen Gibbs. And it is indeed a great honor to be here for the opening of the Parsons Center. Today is the culmination of an initiative many years in the making, with many individuals involved in it. It is a proud moment for the town of Wellesley. I extend to all of you, on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, a warm welcome to the Parsons Center. And it is now my great pleasure to introduce Hans Larson, Wellesley's former Executive Director of General Government Services. Hans served a critical role shepherding this project, working with all town boards throughout the process. Welcome, Hans.
Thank you, Jack, and greetings to everybody. Many of you I haven't seen for quite some time, but it's great to see faces again. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we started considering the possibility of a new senior center here in Wellesley. I vaguely recall that I was still in college at the time, but perhaps Harriet would correct me on that.
Elementary school.
From my perspective, this project established new highs, new high watermarks in terms of the level of staff and volunteer effort per capital dollar invested, as well as in terms of the duration of the project itself. As many of you know, this project involved countless meetings, multiple studies and committees, 2 townwide surveys at least, 4 town meeting actions that I can remember, 2 townwide votes, numerous rounds of negotiation with both the community center as well as the prior owner of a portion of today's site, as well as numerous iterations of parking plans for the original the Legion site portion of the property when that's all we had. In any event, 11 years later, here we stand with a spectacular new facility. It is clear this project took a massive effort by many folks, many of whom are here today, as well as a number of folks who are not here today. For this, I thank and congratulate all of you. I would like to add my special thanks. Having been involved in the project sort of from the inception, I want to take a moment to extend a few special words of thanks. First, to Harriet Warshaw for her initiation and enduring commitment to the project. Two, to the veterans for generously making this site, this spectacular site, available for this use. 3, to Terry Cigars for her perseverance through a long and challenging phase of the project. To the COA board, which really rose to the occasion afforded by this project. To Barbara Searle for closing the deal, as I like to say. 2 more. Al Robinson for his steady guidance throughout the project. And lastly, to the COA staff, in particular, Gail Themey. I don't think any of us can appreciate what a tortuous journey this has been for the staff. And in wrapping up, because I think I'm probably over my 3 minutes, just two points. I believe this facility fills a significant gap in the town's infrastructure. Having visited by my count, at least 6 senior centers in other communities myself, and having witnessed the level of energy and community evident at those facilities, I am sure this is going to be a very positive asset for the town for many years to come. And my second observation, what a spectacular location for this facility. Within sight of the police station, and I'm sure our customers here, our clients, will not be frequent visitors to the police station, but also within sight of the library, as well as town hall, the housing across the street, and all the other amenities in the neighborhood. What a spectacular location this has proven to be. So again, thank you and congratulations to all of you. Now I'd like to introduce Matt King from the Permanent Building Committee.
Let's see if this is working. I guess not. No. So I'll go without it. All right. So I just want to start with thank you, Hans, for the introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the members and staff of the Permanent Building Committee, I'd like to extend our congratulations on your brand new state-of-the-art green facility. We couldn't be more happy to be involved with this. As a committee, we have spent countless nights over the past however many years of my life working on this project, from completion of feasibility studies to permitting to construction and now completion. In order to prepare for today, I started looking through past emails received, sent, some of which contain some colorful language that I won't share. At a glance, I think I had well over 1,500 emails. And I hesitate to think how many trees paid the ultimate price in providing the overwhelming documentation that this project has consumed. I should note that I think over half of those were from my dear friend and former selectwoman, Terry Segaris, and thanks, Terry. As many of you are aware, the path to today has been, shall we say, complex. Throughout the course of this project, we have had many interactions with citizens in developing the scope that is realized in the structure in front of us today. I strongly believe that whether the twists and turns in our plot were positive, or in some cases somewhat less than positive, the result is always stronger and more responsive owing to the participatory nature of our process here in the town of Wellesley. We would like to thank the town meeting members, the advisory committees, for their inexhaustible patience with our numerous appearances, as well as the town boards and committees that commit themselves daily to aiding our projects amongst their many other duties to the citizens of this town. Most notably, the Design Review Board, the Planning Board, and of course the Zoning Board of Appeals. Before I go any further, I'd like to recognize some significant contributors to our team. In our beginning stages of visioning, we had Bill Sterling from Sterling Architecture. We then successfully transitioned to John Catlin with Catlin Petrovic Architecture, who with his assistance from his team deftly negotiated down the path of our design. On the ever-exciting topic of traffic studies, if you ever have trouble getting to sleep at night, read a traffic report. I would like to recognize Liz Peart from Howard Stein Hudson Associates and Ken Ho from Beta Group, who both were just absolutely critical to our process. Also of special note was our civil engineer Jim DeBellis from DeBellis Rain, Inc. for his extraordinary assistance and presentations during permitting. Of course, what you see has been built through the hard work and sweat of our builder Castagna Construction and their team. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. They took this job on with great enthusiasm and zeal and delivered the work on time and on budget. Thank you very much. Through all of this, there has been one person who has been there always on our team. Richard Thuma, our owner's project manager from BH+A. Dick, where are you? Dick, on behalf of the town and the Permanent Building Committee, you have our sincerest gratitude for all of your dedication and hard work over the years to see this through to completion. Thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize members of our own committee who have given generously of their time on this project. Some past members, Andrew Toe, for his inspirational design consultation through multiple iterations of this project. Steve Langer for his steady hand and guidance during permitting. Susie Littlefield with her inexhaustible energy regarding furnishings. And last but not least, Tom Gomat, who has gone to just about every construction meeting and substantially contributed to what you see around us with his expertise. A last thank you goes to our recently retired staff person, Kathy Mullaney, whose passion for our work knew no bounds. To the Council on Aging, Gail and her staff, and our senior community, we say congratulations on your new home, and please enjoy it in the coming years. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Diane Campbell, Chair of the Council on Aging.
Thank you, Matt. What a thrill. What a thrill it is to be standing here today. And thank you all for attending, and most importantly, thank you for the role so many of you played in bringing the dream of a senior center in Wellesley to a reality. This is truly a most significant moment for Wellesley and its seniors. I'd like to acknowledge and recognize the entire COA and its former board chairs and members, many of whom are with us today, loyal users of programs and services, and the many supporters who worked at each stage to say yes for Wellesley seniors. As Jack and Hans and Matt mentioned, it took many individuals to get to today, but especially important has been the strong support and advocacy of the Board of Selectmen. I'd like to acknowledge three key individuals, important champions of this project: Harriet Warshaw, Harry Segaris, and Barbara Searle. The commitment of each of these women, both in her role as a member of the Board of Selectmen and continuing after leaving office, has been key to this project. This strong advocacy for the COA continues with the support of our current liaison, Tom Olfelder. We have asked Barbara to say a few words, and so it is my pleasure to welcome Barbara Searle, former member and chair of the Board of Selectmen.
Thank you, Diane. I'm so pleased to be here. You just have no idea how thrilling this is for me. The process to get where we are today was arduous, but supporters, and there were many, remained vigilant, and because of the work of many of you who are here on this beautiful day, each and every day going forward is a great day for Wellesley. Gail asked me to relate some fond memories and high points of the process. Thinking back, there were times when fond memories were hard to come by, and the process often didn't seem to have any high points. But the process hit its high points at town meeting and through the voters' support. Town meeting understood what we were trying to do. The members supported the project with funding over and over again. Sometimes town meeting got caught in the minutia, but ultimately they saw the big picture and agreed with the goal. Town meeting realized that there were residents whose needs were not being adequately met, and we had a plan to solve that problem. And they recognized that second best or good enough isn't how Wellesley works. It also understood that a solution to support the seniors was not going to be easy or inexpensive. And we need to thank the voters for their support. Time after time, they voted to move this project forward. I remember meeting a neighbor walking down the street who I didn't know very well, who couldn't understand what the holdup was. Why was it taking so long to get this project approved? And explaining Wellesley's process is never easy. But what this project showed all of us is that the process is tough, and it should be, but that our process works. People can disagree at how we deal with an issue, yet understand that the residents' needs must be met. This beautiful building will continue to be a testament to Wellesley's phenomenal staff, dedicated volunteers, engaged town meeting members, and patient residents, especially the seniors. And that this community values each of our constituencies equally and is a compassionate, inclusive, and demanding one that strives to meet and exceed all of our residents' needs. I hope you are pleased with what we accomplished. I'd now like to pass the podium back to Diane.
And now I'd like to introduce David Himmelbarker, Chairman of the New Era Fund Committee.
Thank you. This is a great day and a wonderful occasion, and congratulations are in order for all of those who worked so long and so hard to make this building a reality. As we've heard, this building was many years in the making, and so there are many seniors who did not live to see this amazing building. One such senior was Ruth von Kelsch, who so elegantly spoke to town meeting in support of the center. She said that while it is our children who are our most precious legacy, the examples we set for them in how we treat our seniors is critical. Ruth observed, many of our seniors live alone, having lost their family to distance or death. They have real needs for enriching their elder years. Daily, positive, constructive interaction with those who share so much of the same history is so essential for our physical and emotional well-being. With a building of its own, the COA could offer so many more programs for the very people who, over the years, have given so much to our community. How proud, she said, we would all be to know that we answered the needs of our seniors with a vital, tangible building with enriching programs. What a wonderful example of regard and respect this would be for our children and seniors. Indeed, how proud we should all be today of the Tolles Parsons Center. Last fall, as the building was beginning to take shape, Miguel Lessing and the COA Board of Directors recognized there would be a need for private support and money to be raised to help complete the vision that the community had for the Tolles Parsons Center, as well as to undergird its future success. And so the Friends of the Wellesley Council on Aging created the New Era Fund Committee as a way of supporting this vision and the new era for Wellesley's senior adults that this building represents. I was humbled to be asked to chair this committee, comprised of people who have dedicated themselves to the Tolles Parsons Center in the town. And I would like to recognize the co-chairs of this committee who have done all the hard work. Cynthia Siebold, Miguel Lessing, and Tony Parker, co-chairs of the New Era Fund. And now it's my honor to recognize and turn this over to Pete Godfrey, President of the Friends of the Council on Aging. Thank you.
The construction and now the building being occupied is really has ushered in a new era for Wellesley residents, the town of Wellesley, and Wellesley seniors, and our staff and volunteers here at the Council on Aging. So that's the genesis of where the New Era Fund and the name came from. The volunteers who make up the committee and our advisors appear in your program, and the fund has moved quickly. We've been at it about 4 months, and we're about a third of the way toward our $1.5 million goal over 3 years. We're about $500,000 now. We're at $550,000 so far, thanks to the generosity of many, many donors. The donors have contributed for items that are needed for the building: pool tables, a beautiful piano, patio furniture, exercise equipment, many items that are needed in the building. In addition, there have been naming rights that have been allotted to also key donors as well. Many people, I should say, have donated in the name and the rooms for the Chula Room, for the Mary Bauer Cafe, the Peltzer Game Room, the Wellesley Bank Charitable Foundation Art Room, and the Lee Conference and Activity Room upstairs. And we express our deep gratitude to these wonderful sponsors and donors for their generosity. On Sunday, November 19th, here at the COA, we'll have a dedication ceremony for the rooms and to honor the donors. Going forward, the New Era Fund will continue to solicit donations to try to reach our goal, helping the Council on Aging improve and expand programs, and of course reflect the increased participation that they're already seeing with the excitement of this new building. And secondly, to fund innovative programs and multi-generational opportunities and activities for our Wellesley seniors. To help reach the next milestone, we'll be rolling out a town-wide mailing, a campaign to all residents. And thanks to the generosity of a group of anonymous donors who have pledged $175,000 in a matching grant, or as it's known as a challenge grant, with details shortly to come. So it's a very exciting time for all of us, and we thank all the folks who've contributed so much. Thank you.
So now it's my pleasure to introduce Gail Feemy, the glue who has held every one of us together for years. She never gave up. She kept her eyes on the prize and never lost sight of the dream that this day would be a reality for Wellesley and its seniors. We extend our gratitude and appreciation to our Director of Senior Services, Gail Feemy. Thank you, Diane. I'm so very honored to be here with all of you today to celebrate the opening of the Tolles Parsons Center. This beautiful building is named for Billy Tolles and her cousin, Dr. Evelyn Parsons. I would like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about Billy. Billy was well known in Wellesley for her many volunteer efforts to help seniors. I had the pleasure of knowing her during my early years working for the Council on Aging. She was in her early 90s, and she was still actively involved as a volunteer, a participant, and serving as the treasurer of the Friends of Wellesley Senior Neighbors. Billy was committed and dedicated to enhancing the quality of life for seniors, and she worked tirelessly on their behalf. Billy remained engaged in a variety of volunteer activities until her death in 2005. I vividly remember a visit from Harriet Warshaw, then with the Board of Selectmen in the fall of 2006, to tell me of Billy's bequest, $825,000 for the primary purpose of founding, constructing, and equipping a senior center in the town of Wellesley. Billy's vision provided the leadership gift, kicking off support to establish a senior center. It is Billy's vision that brings us here today. As you've heard, it took a village to accomplish this, and I want to be sure to acknowledge the exemplary staff, both current and former, of the Wellesley Council on Aging. Additionally, our incredible team of volunteers and every single town staff and board member who supported the building of this center. I also want to thank so many of my counterparts in other towns who have gone through this process for sharing so openly over the years. I promise to pay it forward.
I cannot emphasize enough what a true celebration today is. Over a decade of dreaming, planning, working, advocating, hoping. Now the Tolles Parsons Center is a reality. We will work hard to offer extraordinary programming and to provide meaningful opportunities, making the Tolles Parsons Center a welcoming place for all. Thank you so much for celebrating with us. We cannot wait to cut this ribbon. After we do that, we're going to invite everybody inside the building, and we're going to have a toast of sparkling cider, which you will find in the multi-purpose room. But I'd like to welcome Harriet Warshaw and Terry Segaris up here. I think they should do the honors of cutting this ribbon.
One, two, three.
So without further ado, we invite everyone to come on into the building, and we'll direct you into the Schuler multi-purpose room where you can find a very small glass of sparkling cider.
Keep on buzzing.
Today we're all here together to celebrate the opening of the Tolles Parsons Center. So raise your glasses and join me as we look forward to all this building can be for Wellesley and its seniors. And please, take a look around. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? Nice to see you.